Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're diving into a total paradigm shift when it comes to traditional ancestral rites and really our fundamental connection to the universe itself. We're breaking down source material that totally flips the script on long-held traditions. It asks us to basically rethink how we interact with the spiritual world from the ground up. It's a fascinating philosophical breakdown that challenges the whole status quo. The bowing, the elaborate food offerings, the praying for favors. So let's jump straight in and see what this actually means for our understanding of nature, energy, and our role in the cosmos. Okay, let's dive into this, because we really need to address the elephant in the room here. The source material tackles a question so many of us have today. Can we just stop performing ancestral rites? Can we literally just stop the kneeling, the bowing, and setting up those massive, elaborate tables of food? Now, culturally, the pressure to keep doing this is huge, right? But the text suggests that, yeah, actually, you can stop. But, and this is a massive catch, you can't just quit cold turkey because you're tired of doing it. And the catch is actually pretty straightforward. To stop, you absolutely must have a rationale. The source explains that just waking up one day and deciding you don't really want to bow anymore just doesn't cut it. Why? Well, according to this framework, ancestral spirits operate largely on attachment. If you abruptly cut them off without a clear reason, those spirits are left hanging. They remain trapped by their lingering grief and their attachments to you. So you actually have to present a valid rationale, a clearly stated reason to your ancestors, explaining why the kneeling and bowing are ending. You basically have to tell them that the old ways are actually holding both of you back. So that brings us to section 1, the trap of blind begging and how we stop this cycle. To really get why we need that rationale, we have to look at what's going wrong with the system we currently have. And honestly, the source pulls zero punches here about the sheer absurdity of how humanity interacts with the spiritual realm right now. Think about it. People are literally asking their ancestors to secure their kids' college admissions, or, leaving a pig's head or pig's feet on an altar, essentially trying to bribe the cosmos into granting them favors. It's kind of wild when you step back and look at it. The text warns heavily against this whole idea of relying on spiritual intervention instead of our own personal merit. It describes this really tragic scenario where people waste decades, literally 30 to 50 years of their lives, just wandering from God to God, begging for help, instead of actually growing themselves. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive contrast between the old way and the true way. The old way, all that begging for favors and offering food, is fundamentally flawed because it literally traps spirits. The source introduces a super provocative idea here. It suggests that because of human ignorance and our endless begging, even massive spiritual figures like Jesus or Buddha might actually be tethered to humanity for thousands of years. They can't fully liberate themselves because our constant neediness anchors them here. The true way, on the flip side, is all about studying natural laws, earning success through our own merit, and ultimately freeing these spirits from their earthly attachments. Let's think about that university exam example again. The text asks a great question. Should your ancestors help your kid cheat on a test by picking the right answers for them? Of course not. No way. An exam is a test of your skill, your merit. True success means passing the test of life using your own abilities, completely free from spiritual interference. You basically have to tell your ancestors to go hands-off, because relying on their help totally short-circuits your own growth as an intellectual and as a human being. Now, moving into section 2, let's talk about material versus non-material universal energies. Now, what's really interesting here is that to truly understand why begging doesn't work, we have to elevate this conversation to the fundamental laws of the cosmos. According to the text, the whole universe is made up of 2 distinct types of energy. First up, we've got material energy. This is the physical matter of the universe. No matter how microscopic the particle, all material energy is connected as one giant unified entity, which the text actually identifies as the physical body of the one God. But then we have non-material energy. And guess what? That's who we are. Our individual souls are non-material energy. And here's the absolute kicker. Non-material energy operates material energy. We are individual gods, but to evolve and grow, our non-material energy requires a physical body to fuse with. We are totally intertwined with the material universe, using it as our environment to learn and expand our understanding. And because we are these non-material beings operating in a physical material world, we have a uniquely powerful tool at our disposal, our speech. The text highlights that human speech isn't just sound waves. It's actually a powerful non-material energy. When we articulate our understanding, when we speak words out loud, we are releasing non-material energy that can literally open dimensions. Our words can actually reach and influence spiritual entities. This is an absolutely crucial mechanical step in how we solve the ancestor problem, which we'll get to in just a sec. Which brings us to Section 3, the Hangik Ingan mission, and our ultimate role. So if we aren't meant to be begging spirits for favors, what exactly is our purpose? Well, the source introduces our ultimate role as the Hangik Ingan leader. And a Hangik Ingan leader is basically defined as a master of nature. Instead of helplessly kneeling before deities or our ancestors begging for a handout, a Hangik Ingan is meant to establish order. We are intellectuals. Our job is to understand and correct natural laws, and to actually guide non-material spirits to their liberation by helping resolve their grief. We're not supposed to use them for our own material gain. We are the operators. We're the leaders here. The text issues a really stark warning. Do not waste 30 to 50 years of your life lost in blind faith. We've been given this absolutely incredible opportunity, this lifetime fused with a physical body, to study and actually operate the universe. If we spend decades just bouncing between different religious beliefs and rituals, constantly asking for favors, we are completely missing the point of our existence. We are the masters of nature. We are the individual gods meant to operate this material world, not beg from it.
And finally, Section 4, a new way to honor with some actionable solutions.
So, the crucial point is, how do we actually apply this? How do we replace those traditional ancestral rites in real life? Well, the source outlines an exact 3-step process to shift into this new paradigm. Step 1, you absolutely have to stop obsessing over ritual food and physical bowing. Those are the attachments keeping spirits trapped. Step 2, dedicate yourself to studying the right Dharma, which simply means learning and understanding the true laws of nature and your specific place within them. And Step 3, which is definitely the most vital. You must verbally invite your ancestors to study alongside you. Remember how we talked about speech being non-material energy? Yeah, if you don't actually verbally open that path for them, they remain stuck. The text actually gives us the exact rationale we need to use. You literally speak these words out loud. Ancestors, do not cling to attachments. I am studying the laws of nature now, so let us study together. By articulating this out loud, your non-material energy opens up a literal dimension for them. Spirits can't study on their own without human intervention. So by inviting them to learn through your experiences and your educational journey, you're helping them understand the natural laws they missed out on while they were alive. This shared spiritual education, it's the only true way to resolve their lingering grief and help them achieve true liberation. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Take a hard look at your own life and the traditions you might be holding onto. The source leaves us with a really powerful, provocative question to chew on. Are you keeping your ancestors trapped by constantly begging them for favors and leaving them physical food? Or are you stepping up, taking on the mantle of a leader, studying the laws of nature, and bringing them along to finally set them free? It completely redefines what it means to honor the past, doesn't it? Not through subservience, but through shared growth and understanding. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this sparks some deep curiosity about the laws of nature and your incredible place within them. See you next time.